Hello, I'm Garrett Godfrey, and welcome to the Crowdfunding Christian Music Podcast, where I'll help you find and fund the music you love. This is episode 12, recorded Thursday, April 23rd, 2015. We're going to be looking at some current campaigns by For a Season, Nathalie Hope, Anthony Patrovani, and Slowly in Type. And we'll get an update on Fireflight. I hope you enjoy the show and find something you can fund. Okay, so let's get right to it. First up is For a Season. They've got a pledge music campaign for their first full-length project. They actually recorded it last fall, and they're working with Rick Beato, who had produced Need to Breathe and many other groups, and they're looking for you to come alongside them during the mixing and mastering phase and help out by participating in this pledge music pre-order campaign. There are 16 days left on the campaign. This ends May 9th, so if you scroll down you'll see there are 16 days. They are 31% towards their goal. Let's take a look at their campaign video.
So we recorded in Atlanta, Georgia with a producer named Rick Beato. Has worked with some incredible bands. One of our favorites, Need to Breathe. So we went up at the end of October and spent 4 straight weeks, a whole month, and just really poured our heart, our time, and our energy into this project. And we really are excited about it. We're excited about these songs.
We've started the project, but we find ourselves in the halfway point where there's a lot of things that still have to be done.
It does cost a lot of money to do what we're doing. There's production, there's mixing and mastering, radio tours we plan on doing.
And quite frankly, we can't do those things without a little help from you guys.
We need your help to get this over the hump.
There's a lot of different options for people that do help out, from shirts to maybe copies of the demos of the early stages of some of these songs, maybe releases of some of the songs before they come out, posters, bear hugs from Brian, maybe clippings of his beard, if you're into that kind of stuff. So
humbly asking if you guys would partner with us the rest of the way.
We really think this is going to be a groundbreaking year for a season, and we want you to be a part of that.
Now they do have at the bottom of their campaign, if you scroll down just below the video, they've got a couple sample tracks. So let's take a listen to a little bit of their samples.
I wanna feel you like a fire inside this heart of mine. Burns for you. I wanna see you the way you move.
Let's take another sample.
Just as a tree grows from its roots, my heart comes alive in you. I need you more.
And one more sample.
Princes and thieves, the strong and the weak. Oh, this is who you love. This is who you love.
So if you scroll down on the page, you'll see their featured item is that signed poster. But if you scroll down and view all items, that shows you all the different rewards or perks there. So what you see down here is for $12 you get a digital download of the album. For $15 you can get a signed poster plus that download. For $20 a signed CD and the download and more. If this sounds like something you could get behind, hit up the show notes for a link to that project with the samples. If you back it, or even if you just want to help them get more visibility, post about it on Facebook, tweet about it, spread the word, and let folks know that For a Season are soon releasing their debut full-length project, and they can get in on the pre-order right now and partner with them. Next up is Nathalie Hope. She's a singer-songwriter and worship leader and has an Indiegogo campaign to record a 4-song EP. Let's watch her campaign video.
You call me by name, you lead me out, you are my shepherd, how could I doubt?
Hi, my name is Nathalie Hope, and I'm a singer-songwriter and worship leader in Nashville, Tennessee. A little over 10 years ago, I moved to Nashville to pursue a career in singing and songwriting, and in that time, I've had some great experiences. I've written with some incredible musicians, and I've had the chance to contribute to other artists' projects. I've also been leading worship at conferences, and really through all those experiences, I've come to a point where I realize it's time for me to record my own music. So I'm really excited to invite you to be part of this with me.
But you wanna hear what's in my heart. You love when I tell you how great you are.
When we were writing the songs for this EP, I really spent some time praying and asking God to show me, what was His heart for this project. And the word that just kept coming to mind in conversations with the people I was writing with, and just in that time spending with Him, is the word accessible. And I really felt like He gave me a picture of who He is, who Jesus is, and He is completely accessible to us. He's made Himself accessible to us through His work on the cross. And I really wanted these songs to reflect that. I wanted them to be songs that people could hear, and no matter what season of life they're in, no matter their circumstances, no matter what their walk of life, they could find hope and healing, and they could really lift their eyes to Jesus no matter what they're going through. When you pledge to my campaign, you will be getting exclusive updates, which will include videos, photos, demo tracks, and lots of other cool stuff that you can check out by scrolling below. And some of those things are art prints, a physical copy of the CD. You could even get the title of executive producer of the EP. We can put your name in the liner notes. There's lots of really cool things, so please check that out. So all the songs have been written for the EP, so the only thing left is funding the project. You'll be giving toward paying for the musicians and the studio time, the producer, mixing the album, mastering it, and getting it ready to get in your hands. One more thing you need to know is that when you pledge to my campaign, you get the music first. So I'm very excited to get in the studio. It's going to be awesome, and I really couldn't do this without you. So thank you so much.
We are of the light. We are of the light. Children of the King. Him is everything. We are of the light.
So she's looking to raise almost $7,400, and she's already 20% of the way there, and she still has 2.5 weeks to go. This closes May 11th. But this is flexible funding, so you'll see that down here on Indiegogo. And what that means is the campaign receives its funds even if it doesn't reach the goal. So whatever she's able to raise will help her towards the completion of this EP. So if you scroll down and see the perks, $10 gets you that digital download of the EP before it releases, like she'd mentioned. For $25, you get an exclusive copy of the CD, and that's interesting to know that the CD will only be available as the Indiegogo perk. After the campaign, the EP will only be a digital download. So if you're looking for physical media, this is the way to get it. For $25 as that pre-order exclusive CD. There are more reward levels there as well. I didn't see any other links to sample songs, but if you go to her homepage, she does have a mailing list, and if you subscribe to her mailing list and sign up with your email address, you will get a free song as a download. So if that sounds like something you'd be into, definitely hit up the show notes. I've got a link for her campaign page and for her homepage where you can sign up for the mailing list and get that free song. If you back the project, or even if you just want to help her get more visibility, post about it on Facebook, tweet about it, spread the word, and let folks know that Nathalie Hope is working on an EP. And next up is Anthony Patrovani. He is a singer-songwriter and worship leader, and he's got a Kickstarter campaign to raise funds for his third CD project, a 10-song album called Yours is the Love. He's looking to raise $7,000, and he's almost 10% of the way there, with a couple more weeks to go. This closes May 11th. And with Kickstarter, it's all or nothing. So either he's able to raise the funds and collect it, or he isn't, and no money changes hands. So he didn't have any more samples of his music on the campaign page other than what you hear in the video. But let's watch that video and hear what he has to say about his campaign.
Hi, my name is Anthony Patrovani. I'm a singer, songwriter, and worship leader here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. My story began coming from a background of singing as a kid, growing up competing in Trinidad. That's where I'm from. When I first moved to New York, about a year later, I came to know the Lord. Shortly after that, I would be about my work and just about my business, and there would be songs just start to be birthed in my heart. I just started singing songs that in choruses that I hadn't heard before, and I was a little confused about that for a while. But I began to realize that the Lord was birthing something in me from way back then. So I began writing these songs down, simple choruses. Began taking lessons with a couple different instruments. So now, several years later, I'm now in the middle of, or towards the end rather, of working on what's to be my third CD project. So my first CD, Transcendent One, it comprised of 6 original songs and speaks about the transcendent nature of God and our relationship with Him, with this transcendent being who is madly in love with us. There's a track on there called Fire, for example, that it's an internal searching of the heart, really, for internal cleansing, that we stand before God pure and clean and holy, just living a life that really glorifies Him. The second project, This Mystery, is made up of 11 songs, and I had the privilege of recording that project as well as the first out in Kansas City with some great friends of mine, excellent musicians and producers. So the 11 songs on that CD, it goes after intimacy with God. It's what we've been created for, and it's the only thing, being intimate with God in response to His drawing us and calling us to Himself. So now I'm working on my third project. It's called Yours is the Love, and comprises of 10 original songs. I've been working with musicians from Kansas City to California to right here in Fredericksburg, singers and songwriters, and just bringing all of these giftings and talents together to make this a quality project that's going to really be a blessing to the body of Christ. And the theme of it is the love of God for us. The scriptures tell us very clearly that we love God because He first loved us, and He gave Himself for us as a sacrifice. And so our response of love to the Father is really because He pours love first into us. Someone once said, it takes God to love God, and the love of God has been shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit. So that's the focus of this project. So up until this point, the Lord has blessed me financially to be able to fully fund the first and second project in its entirety. And actually this third project, up until the point that it is right now, it's about 80% completed, 10 original tracks, and this is where this Kickstarter video comes in. It really is a kick finisher at the end of the day. What's happened is this. I felt the Lord leading me a few months ago to leave my position in the marketplace here in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and take up a worship pastorate position at a church in Louisiana. A small congregation, but they're wonderful people and hungry for God. And it's a real privilege for me to be partnering with them. So I'm coming to you guys and inviting you to come alongside of me to make this project that I've been working on for the past 2 years, to make it a reality, so that these songs can get into the hearts of people who are yearning for more of God. The project, Yours is the Love.
Fill me up with your love. Let heaven, heaven come down. I'm ruined for love. Fill me up with your love.
So if that sounds like something you'd be into and want to hear more, he does have a link in this bio section, the itunes.apple.com, that'll take you to an iTunes link, where in iTunes you can do the little previews of some clips from those previous albums. If this sounds like something you'd be into, hit up the show notes for the links to the campaign page, and if you back it, or even if you just want to help him get more visibility, post about it on Facebook, tweet about it, spread the word. Let folks know that the new album from Anthony Patrovani is on its way. And next up is Slowly in Type. Now, they'd had a Kickstarter campaign, that's what's on the page right now, that was canceled before its deadline, and they have now relaunched that as an Indiegogo campaign for this project, and the project is ambitious. They want to bring together movie score quality music with timeless texts to create something fresh to be used in the church. This would include a 60-piece orchestra, an 80-voice choir, a 6-piece rhythm section, and more. And the folks come into the project with a very qualified background. So Ryan Fogelsong is a worship leader and has arranged songs for albums before and will be helping with the lyrics and melody. And Grant Fonda is an award-winning composer and orchestrator in the film industry and the concert world. Let's watch their campaign video and hear more about this project.
My name is Ryan Fogelsong. I'm a worship leader at Grace Baptist Church in Santa Clarita, California.
And my name is Grant Fonda, and I work as a composer and orchestrator in the film industry. Slowly in Type Music is a publishing company that we've created to take timeless texts, marry them with new melodies and colorful orchestrations for use in the creative church.
So the church has come up with several different solutions to include lots of different styles in the church. Sometimes that's setting up different services, contemporary service and a traditional service. And we hope to unify the church and unify those styles in a way that would bring the best out of the traditional style and best out of the contemporary style and meld them together. As writers, as orchestrators, we're seeking to be creative, but creativity should never be the end. It's a means to an end. We want to glorify Christ. We want to make Him at the center of these projects. And the challenge is to not necessarily bring attention to the music, but uplift the text, and that's what we're trying to do. There's been a resurgence in the past couple of years of looking back at old texts. I think about John Piper looking back to the Puritans and Jonathan Edwards. A big inspiration for us has been going back to Spurgeon's old hymnal and looking at the text that his congregation was singing. It's been freeing in one sense because a lot of those texts don't have melodies attached to them, they're just poems set to meter. And so we've been taking those poems by Isaac Watts, Charles Wesley, Anne Steele. There's songs of lamentation. We don't sing because it makes us feel bad. Songs of the judgment and Armageddon, we don't sing about because there's fire and brimstone. But we need to be singing it because it's the entire scope of the gospel.
And so we're really trying to draw from our roots as musicians, from great composers like Bach and Beethoven and Handel, and then also reach into current trends of music that are contemporary and bridge the gap between those two so that there is really, in some sense, a new genre.
And that can mean a couple different things, but for us it means bringing nuance and specificity to the poetic nature of a lyric. It means coloring the orchestration of the entire piece with a lot of different elements, whether that's the orchestra, whether that's a cappella choir, modern band elements. They all seek to meld together to create something beautiful. That's what we hope to do.
So Kickstarter, we're coming to you asking for your help to realize our very first EP as Slowly in Type Music. The resources are in hand, tunes are done, orchestrations are colorful, and we're excited to tell you about what these resources are going to.
Every dollar you give goes into the production cost of this album.
All in all, this album will represent the combined talents of approximately 150 different musicians. We're also excited to be taking those dollars and giving back to musicians themselves. We're going to be recording with the Masters College Chorale here in Los Angeles later this spring. We also plan to record a 60-piece orchestra in Los Angeles. We are so excited about the progress that's already happening on this album. We've had the privilege of being able to work on our tunes already with Scott here at Scott Frankfurt Studios.
Scott has been instrumental in helping us craft our sound, getting us exactly what we want.
And we're just so excited about being able to carve out this sound that exists in a new world of band, orchestra, and choir all functioning together. Can't wait for you to hear it.
Be sure to check out the Kickstarter rewards at the bottom of the page.
We are incredibly excited about where God has brought Slowly in Type Music.
And we're excited to see where He'll take it in the future.
Wanted to thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to hear about our Kickstarter and how you can invest in our process.
Thanks for your support. Be sure to check back often for updates.
And don't forget to check out our website at www.slowlyintype.com.
So let's take a listen to one of the samples, one of the demos on their SoundCloud page. And this link will be in the show notes for you. But let's take a listen to this demo.
Every word your revelation speaks, sound and thought and spirit breathe, I bow before your wondrous law. Every word is active and alive, spirit quickening, soul reviving, rid of power unbreakable. Holy King, who serve in fear, and you clothe yourself in clay.
So if we look on their campaign page, they're looking to raise $82,000 and are almost $4,000 into it with a little over 2 weeks left. But again, note down here, this time it is flexible funding. So their last campaign attempt was at Kickstarter where it was all or nothing, and they transitioned to Indiegogo where even if they don't hit their full $82,000 goal, what they do raise they are able to immediately put back into funding the musicians and producing the EP. So if you scroll down to the perks, you can see that it's just $5 for the digital download of the album. That EP that is going to be $15 for the digital download with a physical copy. And then they've got other options like artistic renderings of the lyrics, Skype interviews, and hard copies of the actual scores. So if that sounds like something you might be into, hit up the show notes for the links to the campaign page and the SoundCloud page. If you back it, or even if you just want to help them get more visibility, post about it on Facebook, tweet about it, spread the word, and let folks know about the Slowly in Type EP project. And normally, I like to take a look back at a campaign that's closed and provide an update. Tonight's update is the band Fireflight, and I just got an email from Pledge Music that my CD has been shipped, and I wanted to let you guys know that Ian Zandy over at Indie Vision Music highlighted that the new album, which is going to be called, or is called Innova, is being streamed exclusively right now over at New Release Tuesday. So let's take a listen to a little of that, courtesy of New Release Tuesday.
I wish I could feel it all for you. If I could, I would take back all that you've been through, and I would find a safer place for you to rest. When you've come undone, I wish I could take the pain away. If I could, I would paint for you a brand new day. But for now, you've gotta hold on through the night. I know we'll survive. Oh, no, I'm never gonna let it go. I'll keep fighting. I'll keep fighting. Oh, no, I'm never gonna let it go.
So if that sounds like something you'd be into, hit up the show notes. You can head over here to the New Release Tuesday and stream the whole thing. This comes out May 4th, so set a reminder for yourself to check with your local retailer and pick it up. And thank you, Ian Zandy, over at Indie Vision Music, for letting us know about that opportunity. So those are all the campaigns for the week. I'm Garrett Godfrey, and I hope you have a great week. But I want you to stick around for just a couple more things. If you like the theme song for the show, it's the one that was playing at the beginning, it's playing right now. It's Hypostatic Union by a group called the X Structure out of South Africa. Their stuff is Creative Commons, and right now, all their music is over at Bandcamp at Name Your Price. So this song is off the album The Future. You can head over there and name your price. Definitely head over. Of course, the links are in the show notes. Stream their songs, see what it's worth to you, buy some of their music. Include a note that you heard about it on the Crowdfunding Christian Music podcast. And don't forget to head over to the crowdfundingchristianmusic.com website, where you'll be able to see the episodes, the show notes for all the episodes, with all the links I'm talking about. You'll be able to see the calendar, where we've got a listing of all the campaigns based on when they end. You'll be able to see the submission form, where you can give me feedback. So that's feedback about the podcast, feedback about the website, feedback about a campaign I ought to cover that I haven't mentioned yet. I'd love to hear back from you. If this is your first time watching, here's what I would ask. Stick around for a couple episodes, see what you think. If you like it, tell your friends. If you back a campaign because you heard about it here, let me know. I would love to know that this show is making a difference. And of course, at the top of the website, you'll see the links for Facebook, Twitter, Google+, the YouTube channel. A lot of ways you can find the show. You can subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher. If you do subscribe, please let me know. I'd love a review on iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you listen to it. Give it a rating. And I'd love to hear about how you found out about the show. You can email me feedback at crowdfundingchristianmusic.com, or message me on Twitter at @theotherccm, or use the submission form on the website. So I'm Garrett Godfrey. That's it for the week, and we'll see you again later. Bye.